Good afternoon. I'm DJ Wells of the Urban Health Program at the University of Illinois at Chicago, and you're watching Urban Health Hotline, where every week you'll have an opportunity to learn about the exciting educational and career opportunities that are available to you in the health fields through the Urban Health Program at UIC. And we'll also talk to people in the community who are doing exciting things that are health related, things that bring health to the community. Remember, this is a call-in show. It's your show. So whenever you have a question about the things that we're talking about, please call the number that's there on your screen, 312-738-1060, and we'll do our best to get you on the line. You can call now. The phone lines are open. I'm joined today by Mr. Alan Bryson. Alan oversees the highly successful Summer Research Opportunities Program that's run out of the Graduate College at the University of Illinois at Chicago as part of the Urban Health Program. Summer Research Opportunities Program is affectionately known as SROP, so when you hear us talk about SROP, that's what we're referring to. Thanks for joining us today, Alan.
Glad to be here.
Alan, let's start with the basics. Tell us a little bit about what is exactly the Summer Research Opportunities Program, or SROP?
It's actually a program that's been instituted at the University of Illinois at Chicago for about 24 years now. In 1986 is when it first started. And what it does is they give students an opportunity to come to campus and develop their skill set as researchers and preparing themselves for graduate school. Students get an opportunity to work one-on-one with a faculty member in developing research projects, and also take part of different activities that will allow them to develop their skill set and becoming successful graduate students. One of the main focuses of SROP is to get students prepared to take on our careers in academia, such as professors, researchers, and consultants.
Very good. Now, is there a focus? My understanding is that there's a focus on making sure that these opportunities are available to students who normally wouldn't have these types of opportunities.
Yes, we open the doors for students who are from traditionally underrepresented programs in graduate school. So a lot of our students come from all over the campuses from all over the country, and they get a chance to really prepare themselves in other ways that they might not have by just attending their regular undergraduate school.
How did you get involved with SROP? It sounds like an interesting program. You know, what brings somebody, a professional who's working in academia, to say, you know what, I think I want to, do this research program.
How did I get involved?
Yeah, how did you get involved?
Well, actually, I'm an alum of a similar program called the Ronald E. McNair Scholars Program that was down at the University of Illinois at Urbana-Champaign. Mm-hmm. And from that, I began to develop a desire to work with students and helping them achieve and advance and through their undergraduate and graduate years. So I went into educational administration, mm-hmm. and that's how I wound up here at UIC. I also worked with the McNair Scholars Program at the University of Chicago before coming to UIC. So it's sort of like a tight-knit family that I've been involved in. So it's been an incredible opportunity to see students get to higher levels that they otherwise may not have had they not participated in such a program.
You said you were in a program similar to this. How did that program prepare you to work in higher education?
Actually, that program helped me develop my skill set in terms of establishing critical things that graduate students need to know: how to write literature reviews, how to apply to graduate school, a lot of different things, how to network with different faculty and representatives from other undergraduate or graduate programs. And it just really helps you to develop yourself to the point where you are very competitive once you apply for graduate programs.
And I would imagine that SROP does very similar things.
It very much. A lot of programs actually they have both McNair and SROP, and they run them both together. SROP is basically conducted throughout the summer months, where the Ronald E. McNair Scholars Program is run throughout the year, and they encourage their students in their first year of research to take part in SROP.
Well, tell us a little bit about what a student in SROP could expect in terms of day-to-day activities. What types of things do you engage them in that do? I mean, you mentioned that they're paired up with a faculty researcher. What kinds of things are they doing, and what kind of other supplemental things go on that really prepare these students?
Well, one of the things that they participate in is that they work one-on-one with faculty members, or they may be a part of a research team that is consisted of undergraduate students as well as graduate students, and they work on a research project. And in doing that, they learn a lot about different data sets. They learn about different bodies of work. They learn about different experts in particular fields. They also participate in what's called DSWs, discipline-specific workshops, and those workshops are actually sort of like a research one-on-one course taught throughout the summer. That course is taught by senior level graduate students here at UIC, who also, many of them are SROP alum that understand the dynamics and the chemistry of the program, and they deliver different activities and instruction that help students learn everything from analyzing data to synthesizing data, developing research arguments, and a lot of different things such as that will help them prepare them for their research project. We also highlight research presentations, so when students get an opportunity to present their research at various conferences, they can do everything from PowerPoint presentations to poster presentations to oral roundtable discussions. So these are a lot of different things that our students are drilled on once they become a part of the program.
And this is for undergraduate students who are looking to move into graduate work.
Yes, we target basically sophomores and juniors with a 2.75 or higher grade point average that are interested in pursuing PhDs in graduate school.
Very good. Now, you also mentioned just a few minutes ago something about other McNair programs and other universities. My understanding is that SROP is part of a larger network.
It is. It's part of what's called the CIC, which is the Committee on Institutional Cooperation, and it's a conglomerate of all the Big Ten institutions and a few affiliate institutions such as University of Wisconsin, Milwaukee, University of Chicago, and they have a couple of other affiliate institutions, and each one of these institutions has its own SROP program. And in the summer, maybe around the third week of July, all of those programs come together for a regional research conference where the students get an opportunity to not only present their research, but they get an opportunity to meet recruiters from the different institutions that want to recruit them as graduate students, and they get an opportunity to network with other students who are working in like type research areas.
That sounds like quite a conference.
It is quite a conference. We load the students up each July, end of July, and they get on a bus, and wherever the campuses that are hosting it, that's where we take them. They usually take place at one of the larger Big Ten institutions such as University of Illinois at Urbana, University of Wisconsin-Madison, Purdue University, Penn State. This year the conference will be at the University of Michigan.
Very good, very good.
I'm sorry. It's at the Ohio State University.
The Ohio
State University.
I love the way they do that, don't you? The Ohio State.
The Ohio State. That's what they
I'm going to go a little bit, throw a little bit of a curveball at you here, in that if you were a student today and you were participating in the SROP in SROP, Summer Research Opportunities Program, what would you say is the best thing in the program for you as a student?
I would say the best thing is the opportunity to become more competitive. One of the things that students need to understand is that in years to come, a bachelor's degree will basically be the equivalent of a high school diploma.
Right.
So students will need some type of post-baccalaureate or some type of degree after 4 years of undergraduate that will make them competitive in today's global market. And that program will give you an opportunity to develop a skill set that will make you competitive when you apply to different different graduate programs.
So the graduate degree now becomes what the college degree, what the bachelor's degree used to be.
Exactly. And one of the great things about students who are pursuing PhDs is that they not only consume knowledge, but they also get the opportunity as faculty members to create that knowledge. So they begin to write the very books that college students are actually reading. Those books that students read in college were actually written by faculty members who were in graduate school. So that's one of the things that we want to do, is we want to create a crop of students who go on to create the knowledge and not just those who consume it. So that's one of the great rewards of pursuing a PhD, one of the great rewards of getting our students in different institutions as faculty members.
You know, it's interesting. You talk about an information society. We hear that as a buzzword these days, and to hear you talking about the idea that these students will ultimately be the ones who are creating that information.
Exactly.
That are feeding that information society.
Exactly.
And it is very important to underscore the need for our students that don't necessarily often have the opportunities as undergraduates and especially as high school students and the like, coming up, to get them oriented to that notion of being competitive, to get them oriented to that notion of being information creators.
Exactly. One of the great things about our program as well is that it gives students an opportunity to see the different fields of study that are out there. It gives them an opportunity to see the different types of occupations that they can go into. Many students from different backgrounds don't necessarily grow up thinking, I'm going to become a professor, I'm going to become a researcher. So exposure to programs such as this gives them an opportunity to see different occupational paths that they can take. And not everyone will be a doctor or a lawyer, but there are incredible amounts of other professions out there that are very rewarding that will require a graduate degree.
I've heard, I'm going to take the liberty of, they say that stealing someone's line is the greatest form of flattery.
Oh, okay.
So I'm going to steal someone's line here. But I've heard Cook County Commissioner for Public Health, Dr. Terry Mason, often reference the late Judge Eugene Pincham, who said, if you want to be one, you got to see one.
Yes.
And the notion of if you can't be it, if you can't see it, you can't be it. The notion that our students from underrepresented, underprivileged neighborhoods need to see folks that look like them in these professional areas, so that they know that they can aspire to do those types of things.
Exactly. It gives the students an exposure to different types of occupations that they will not see necessarily on TV. They will not necessarily see in commercials or in videos or on talk shows. Rarely do students from the community I came from walk down the street and see professors, or walk down the street and see researchers, or walk down the street and see people with PhDs. Right. And what we'd like to do is we'd like to change the canvas of that.
Now, the urban health program, it works very much in that vein as well, certainly in inspiring our young people to consider health careers as well as research careers, and providing those types of role models for Black, Latino, Native American, minority youth, to let them know that those types of careers aren't beyond their reach.